sunrise, new day's dawning, and it's calling you and me, where the mighty Mississippi flows by Memphis, Tennessee. We've got woodlands, fields, and water. Hey, there is no better way. You can find out all about it on Outdoors with Larry Ray. Make some time, take the family, ask a friend, but don't delay. Listen up and learn about it on Outdoors with Larry Ray. Listen up and learn about it on Outdoors with Larry Ray.
Good Saturday morning and welcome to another edition of the award-winning Outdoors with Larry Ray, brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency. Now, here's your host, Larry Ray.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome to Outdoors with Larry Ray here on ESPN 790 in Memphis, and all you good folks out in Brownsville, Tennessee, 1520 AM and 95.3 FM, and, of course, News Talk 101.5 in Jackson, which is very close to where our co-host is today. We would normally, this is First Saturday, and we would have Brother Dave and Brother Darrell. Well, Gene Smith and Dave Gabbard, but we are down to one line like we were last week, and we're going to make this thing happen. So Gene's going to sit out this one, and Dave's going to join us for this first segment. Good morning, Dave.
Good morning. It doesn't seem like it's the first Saturday in March already.
No, it doesn't. But after what we went through in February, I was ready for March, and we've already got some daffodils showing up, and got some good weather now. And we've had the
okay. Well, I'm going to test your knowledge. We'll start the program off with March, the first Saturday in March, March the 6th.
That's right. Yeah.
You got a history quiz.
I got a history quiz. Okay.
What 185 years ago?
Yeah.
Something went on the 6th of March that had ties to Tennessee. You know what it is?
Let me think now, because I may know that, but March the 6th, 100 and how many years ago?
85.
185 or 85?
185.
185. I don't know. Did we become a state? Davy Crockett was born?
No. Today's the day Davy Crockett uttered his last words. This is the day the Alamo fell.
Well, I was close in. I did have Davy Crockett in there. So, well, okay. That's a good.
Now, the early morning hours of March 6th, 1836.
1836 is, I think, when Arkansas became a state. I knew that too, but and it's about.
So that's your history quiz for the day,
folks. Did y'all get that? Okay, that on this date, the Alamo fell in Texas, and that's pretty amazing. Thanks, Dave, for that. It got me going. Yeah. So we want to get Dave because Dave's getting ready to head to Florida and do a little shooting down there. Where do you go? Where do you go down there?
I go down to right above Tampa to little town Odessa. Well, it's really kind of the outlying area of Tampa to shoot two big major trap shoots. It'll start a week after next. One is one of the mini grands, as we call it, the Southern Grand, and then right after that, I stay and shoot the Florida State shoot, the Florida Championship. So,
and you've been doing this a while now. I mean,
oh yeah, I've been busting clay targets, registered targets. I've been shooting seems like all my life. I've been shooting since I was 6 years old. So, but I've been shooting on competitively on clay targets, what we call registered targets in the ATA, the Amateur Trap Shooting Association, since '87.
87. All right.
Mm-hmm. And but I've been shooting way longer than that. When I was in the military, I shot on a couple of service teams and stuff. So it's it as they say, it keeps me busy.
Well, I know you love that, and when I saw, I knew it was. I knew it was almost time, and of course your wife Rand makes this trip, and you take the motor home.
Well, I take my trailer.
Trailer.
I haven't graduated to a motor home yet.
Well, maybe someone listening out there would like to donate one to you.
So, yeah, I see these trap shooters, with these $1 million motorhomes come rolling in. So,
well, so how many firearms do you take for this, and what will you be using? I think
it's limited, 12 gauge shotguns.
Okay.
And I will take usually my main competition gun, which is a Beretta. Then I take 2 backup guns with me. And one is a Beretta and one is a Rottweiler.
Okay.
I call it a Rottweiler.
That's a dog. That's a dog.
And,
so how many shells will you shoot while you're down there? Total shots. How many?
Let's see. Each week, if you shot the whole program, you'd probably shoot about 1,200.
Come on. Yeah.
In 5 days.
So you're inside when I called you the other day, you were getting the camper, the trailer ready. So how many boxes of shells do you take?
I don't really box them up. I just take buckets. I take buckets full.
Buckets full. Now, do you reload these? Are these reloads?
Right. The reload. You can shoot. Your reloads at these competitions. The only competition that you cannot shoot reloads in is when at the Grand American, what we call the World Championships.
Oh yeah.
And one of the events, what we call the handicap events, which are long yardage events, they're restricted to factory loaded ammo.
The Grand American, of course, was moved to Missouri from its normal Illinois position.
Right up from the grounds at Smart, Illinois. In fact.
So you went to Missouri. Is that still back in Missouri this year? Have you heard on that?
No,
they're going to move
it ATA and the state of Illinois. The state of Illinois has till May the 1st.
Ah, okay.
To respond. So, there's 2 big shoots that usually happens. The other one besides the Grand up there at the first part of May, we have the U.S. Open.
Man, and this is a hobby, and I know that you love to do it, and. There's some great shooters that go, and we're really a hotbed for shooting.
Right, and it's kind of interesting to me to see when starting off the new year here, because anybody that, unless you've just been locked away, the ammo situation, was really getting critical out there, and that's even the shotgun target ammo.
Yeah.
So. It'll be interesting to see if you don't reload, and you shoot.
Where are you going to get your ammo?
Factory ammunition. If you don't have a pretty good stockpile, which most really serious competitive shooters do, they buy their ammo. Instead of by the flat, as we call it, they buy it by the pallet load.
The pallet load. So, well, that's it. Kind of blows my mind, and I know this is the only segment we can have Dave with, and we would normally have Gene on, and he would be doing some puns for us, but we got one line. But we'll have Dave and Gene on when Dave gets back from Florida. We'll see if we can hook up and get them back on the show later in March here, because I know this is a real hobby. A lot of things are going on now. Let me tell you about today's show. We're going to talk to Richard Mann. I really wanted Dave to be able to hear this segment with Richard, because he is a Gun Digest. Man, this guy's written. He's probably one of the premier outdoor writers for guns. I don't know if Dave's heard of Richard Mann, but he's written a book called Under Orion: More Hunting Stories from Appalachia to Africa, Volume 2. And I'm gonna save you a copy of this because I think you would really enjoy reading about him and his travels and where he's been. He's going to come up in our next segment. Then we're going to switch over to the folks at Alps Outdoors. That's our good folks up in Missouri. Started out with backpacks, and now they've gone into just so many different things. And they've got a new dash panel blind, they call it, for turkey hunting. And then we're going to talk to Peanut Kwan. And you know we'll be talking fishing if we get Peanut Kwan on. How about C.J. Buck? I think Dave has been on with us before when we've talked to the man himself, the CEO of Buck Nice in Post Falls, Idaho. They've got a new upgrade to their famous 110 Classic, and it's called the Legacy Collection. And then I'm looking fun. I wish Dave and Gene could hear this too, called Buddy Smith. I'm going to close out today's show with Buddy Smith, 88 years old, Dave, and just won a field trial down in Georgia, and still working, still training bird dog puppies and things along that line out of Collierville. So, I mean, when I talked to Buddy the other day, it made me feel a lot younger than it would normally. But I've saved this book for you, Dave. You can Google it, Under Orient. And
that's talking about talking about peanut and fishing and stuff. Last week, it's going to be a beautiful day today. You know, we've had a couple of these real beautiful days this week as compared to last weekend with the rain. Between Friday and Sunday afternoon, I poured 4.5 inches of water out of my rain gauge. Well, that we got up here, but a lot of high water out there.
Yes.
So
be careful.
If you get out there these warm days, it's we're at PFD because it might be 70-degree air temperature, but that water has got a thermal lag to it, and that water's still going to be in the high 40s.
Well,
and low 50s. So you don't fare too well if you fall into that cold of water.
Well, don't fall in any water, Dave Gabbert. Okay, down in Florida. No. Have a safe trip, buddy. Thank you. I wish we could be here with the whole show, but we'll talk to you when you get back. Okay, man?
Okay, well, you have a good day, good morning, and spring is right around the corner.
It's
I was out working.
Yes.
And I looked up, I seen 2 flocks of sandhill cranes going north.
Ooh, I'm glad they're going north, not south.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Dave. Let's take a break on Outdoors with Larry Ray. Be right back.